What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. Hope you're all doing well. I am exhausted as usual. I've been up running around like on 3 hours of sleep all day long. I'm going to pay for it tomorrow, no doubt for sure, but cross that bridge when I get there, because today it's more second chances. Basically, if you're not familiar with it, it's basically I'm giving games a second chance. They're liked, like I thought they were okay, again, I just didn't go back to them and finish them for whatever reason, or left to play other games, or games I really didn't like, and want to give them a second chance to see if my opinion of that has changed. First game of that was Horizon Zero Dawn, which I thought was, at first I hated it, and then actually, second time playing through, thought it was a alright game. It's kind of middle of the road, it's not good, it's not bad, it's definitely serviceable. Definitely say probably check it out, you probably would like it, a lot of people did. Today's game is a game that I thought was pretty good. I got about 2/3 of the way through. I actually bought a GameCube just to play this game because it was on sale and it was packed in with it. But unfortunately, due to my arthritis, it just destroys my hand. The GameCube controller is one of the worst in my entire opinion. People rag about the Dreamcast controller, or they rag about the Nintendo 64. The GameCube is like one of the worst ones, but people like that one because they're the younger age set, and that was their first console, and that's all they knew as a kid. It's like, yeah, there's better ones. What's up, Twalis? What's going on, man? No, Batman Forever is not coming soon because that game's always gonna be garbage, unless you make a 10,000-bit donation. 10,000 bits, I will play Batman Forever. I get to choose which version of that is. But we'll work it out. But in the meantime, here, let's get Dolphin going. We're going to emulate it so I don't kill my hands. All the games I have. Metroid Prime, here we go. I have to readjust the window because this is weird. There we go. Yeah, Fantasia? Probably not. That's another game I know for a fact is absolutely terrible. I used to watch Black speedrun that game when he was streaming, and yeah, I know exactly how bad that game gets. I think last I saw he had his record replaced, like somebody actually beat his time by a couple of seconds. I don't think it was like too big of like a thing. I don't know if he ever went back and re-got the record from that guy or not. He just kind of realized, what am I doing with my life? His streams were fun to hang out on, so let's see. Black. No, actually I'm wrong. This guy beat his record by 25 seconds. Slumming. Black had it for a long time. At 11 minutes and 46 seconds. And Plumbing came along and just like got it down to 11 minutes and 21 seconds. So he beat it by like 25 seconds almost. So it was quite impressive. Alright, so this game, emulation, just let you know, just give kind of fair warning to it, is it's a little bit weird. The Dolphin emulator will sometimes stutter as it builds up a shader cache of the games you're playing. There's a way around it now, it's called Uber shaders, which I do have on. But at certain parts, though, it may still slow down, so you might see a frame drop or two on the emulation side, where it just goes from like 60 frames per second down to like 30 real fast, and then back straight up to 60. That's just the emulator itself. It has certain problems with certain games. The Metroid Prime games are for one of those problems. Yeah, Dolphin actually takes up a lot of hardware power. So, I mean, it's gotten better, but yeah, if you have the ability to turn on Uber shaders, you'll probably get that stutter once, and then once it gets that in the shader cache built, then you will never see it stutter again, really. Green stretch. Does this have a 16:9 mode? No. Okay. Yeah, so if you have the ability to turn on Uber shaders in the menu itself, that should go through and alleviate a lot of problems you might have. It might actually run better now. It's like the first time you run into something, you'll have it. You might see it like stutter for a second, and then whenever it comes across that shader at any other point in the future, it will just play it like normal. Like you won't even see it stutter or drop anymore. What is it? Trying to think of the emulator, drawing a blank. Simu, the Wii U emulator, does the same thing. Like I have a shader cache built up for Breath of the Wild. You can actually download it. It's like 75 megabytes. So that way, when you play the game on emulation, it just doesn't look like crazy. Yeah, so this game, I don't think it's bad. It's kind of annoying, and like you do a lot of scanning. You're like constantly scanning nonstop. Like, what does this thing do? Oh, it's a doorknob. Neat. What's this thing? It's a doorstop. It's like, okay, this is getting old. But the GameCube controller had like such humongously long pulls on their trigger buttons, like that you had to use, and you had to use those constantly. So it wasn't just like kind of like on your Xbox 360 or Xbox One pad where you just have your left-right trigger to go in like maybe about a centimeter or so, or maybe just under half an inch, not too bad. And it's like on those GameCube controllers, they were going in for like at least probably 4 or 5 centimeters, inch and a half or so. It was like you had to really pull them far in and get them to click in order to register, and it just like kills my hands. So I got about 2/3 of the way through this game and just gave up on it until emulation for Dolphin got really good. I was like, alright, cool. You also have to get used to it as well because it's a single stick game. No dual sticks here. So if I remember correctly, it'll warp. Yeah, it warps the graphics around the shot, which I always thought was really cool. Okay, holding down the left trigger is your strafe. Right trigger is your free aim. Force field activation switches are now on. Neat! This game follows also along the classic Metroidvania type deal, where you start off with all your powers, you're super powered, and it takes away everything from you. It's like, oh, go earn it again. It's like, oh, come on. Lame. Pardon me. Oh man, all of a sudden my throat just went dry. Woo. There we go. Okay. I thought those really cool effects too. Like you get stuff like condensation on your visor. I think like if you fire a shot close up, like into a wall, you can see your reflection. I think with missiles you can do that. Yeah, there you go. If you look to the left of this blue bar on the screen, when I fire a shot, you're going to see Samus's eyes. See him like very briefly. I don't know if you can see it on stream or not. It's one of those things you can see on the television. It comes through like really clear. You're like, holy crap. But it seems like with emulation, it might be toning it down a little bit more. Like you could see like a little bit of the left eye, but you couldn't see much of else. But I remember on a CRT television, it was like, holy crap. Like, I was not expecting that. Airlock repressurization successful. Because putting air in a room suddenly turns on the gravity. Remember that. Air equals gravity. A new creature's entry has been downloaded to your logbook. What does water equal? I don't know. Water probably equals fire, which explains why I like that SpongeBob episode. Like, where they're under, like, they have a campfire underneath the ocean. So they evacuated 6 hours before I got here. Yeah, so water equals fire for sure. Air equals gravity. I'm not sure what gravity equals to. Okay, this game also has like a threat indicator too. Like on the left side of the screen there's a exclamation mark. Also, hopefully the audio's okay. I said, once again, brand new game. Different setup, hopefully it's all good. Platform does not look like it can be activated from this room. Okay. It's a space pirate. Weak life signs detected. Well, good. That means I can kill it faster. Imprints of large bite marks can be seen on the exoskeleton. It's like, kill that defenseless, dying alien. Do it. Do it. And there's other games. I have the sequel to this game, Metroid Prime 2. I've never played it. I never played 2 or 3. I had the first game. You know, like I said, I bought my GameCube to play this game actually because it was like they had a bundled unit together. I got it on sale for like really cheap, so that's why I picked it up. Because like I had just gotten. That's right. I had just gotten my first paycheck working at AOL, and it was like 7 to 8 times what I was making at my previous crap job. So I was like, I'm gonna go buy things again. It's like, 'cause I had to sell up almost all my video games and stuff. I didn't have a GameCube at that point either, so I was like, okay, so I went out and bought myself another Xbox. I had to sell my original one in order to have food to eat while I was homeless. And then I bought a GameCube that had this. I bought Metal Gear Solid 3, which was like maybe had been out for 2 weeks at that point. I bought that game. It was like I just went crazy buying stuff, and then I also like had enough money left over still to buy to basically put down my down payment for my apartment. Like I said, I just got like AOL paid ridiculously well. Press X to turn into the morph ball. That's missiles. That's the morph ball. Okay. Just trying out my different button combinations, that's all I'm doing. Alright. Hey, morph ball! Morphology, unknown, low life signs detected. Okay. So the problem is, like, when you're scanning stuff, too, you also have to keep holding your left trigger in order to read it. So after a while, this does kind of wear out your hands. You know, if you're old and arthritic like me, creature appears to be in state of stasis hibernation. Okay. After mutation, the carcass is the lava becomes rigid. Larva becomes rigid. Not lava. Space pirate. Severe internal damage detected. Good. It'll be easy to kill again. Like I said, there's like so much to scan this game. I don't know if it gives you a unlock percentage or something. It's been far too long. I don't think it does. Logbook. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I remember there was, you saw it like at the very start. HUD lag on. You said like at the very start, what I was gonna say, oh well, never mind. Screw it. Health. Give that missile. Phase-on infusion. Okay, yeah, so at the start of the game, like, there is a Metroid Fusion, which is a amazing game for the Game Boy Advance. Download an emulator and play it. I recommend it. If you need an emulator, I have RetroArch. I can drop you a link to, with everything you'll ever need. But it, like, you could link it up to this game like through a cable, like basically like if you had Metroid Fusion, use the Game Boy Advance to GameCube connection cable, and it unlocked the original Metroid on your Game Boy Advance, if I remember correctly. I think it was a Game Boy Advance or on the system itself here. There might be a way to like to fake that connection through emulation. I just don't know though. Use caution. Okay, it's angry. Got it. Nice. So they start putting like phase-on junk into stuff, and they're like, oh, it makes them super aggressive. That's a problem. That could be an issue someday. Like our space pirate friend over there who's dying. I'll just help him out with that. Let me out! Oh no! I'll try to see if I can do a mid-air bomb. That would be a no. I'm just getting killed. Space pirate and death caused by severe lacerations to the abdomen. So basically, someone carved him like a turkey. A delicious space pirate turkey. Please insert metallic sphere to open door. Neat. I always wonder like how Samus can contort herself into like something that small. I mean, she had to have been like, you know, I was raised by the Chozos, or whatever the race was called. Were alien species of contortionists. Use the charge beam. Press and hold A to draw in pickups. Okay. Ah, okay, so if you charge your gun for no reason, you can slowly draw in things that are far. I'm trying to think the last time I played this game, it must have been over 10 years I can think of. Like I said, it was literally like right before like Dolphin emulation got like really good to like run it on lesser computers. I remember when it first came out, I had a dual core 2.4 gigahertz because I had bought that computer specifically and a graphics card just to play Half-Life 2. So that should give you a timeline like around 2004. So, but yeah, and that's like when Dolphin Emulator like first came out. Like if you were lucky, like higher end computers like were running at like 15 frames per second. I was running games at like 9. I was like, wow, I can play the Naruto games like that I don't have, like that I have to import from Japan for like at 3 frames a second. This is amazing. And yeah, it'd be a couple more years before they finally got it out to like more dual core support and run a lot better. Hell, even stuff like the Uber shaders, they didn't figure that out until like 2 years ago. That's right, you got a dash move. It's an unfortunate time to get stuck. He's by the detected creature's mouth. Okay, cool. It's like, let's just get off that stupid scream. Now that it's almost dead, I figured out its weak point. That's good. Rolling around at the speed of sound. Yeah, we're not playing Sonic. Oh man, it's like getting used to like having to hold down a button to strafe. Come to me, my rockets. And if you die here, and you can, I've tested it just for fun, I remember back on the GameCube itself, it's like you have to do this entire boss fight and escape again. It's like, so just don't die. It's like, don't be dumb and die. Ooh, that was bad, almost. That was gonna be bad. I embrace death. Getting tired of the beeping yet? I think we're almost out. This is where I get hit up against the wall. I think Ridley shows up. Mm-hmm. Hits me against the wall. All of a sudden, like, everything malfunctions, which is how you lose all your cool stuff and have to get it back. So I'm like, cool, I'm getting all these awesome things. I'm gonna be using these the entire game. Nope. Defense turret disabled. Thank you. No, this is the explosion. I thought Ridley hit you. It's been too long since I played it. Yeah, so then you're like, oh crap, everything's broken. And I'm somehow skinnier. This game's thin shaming me. Morph ball malfunction, missile malfunction, charge beam malfunction, grapple beam malfunction, malfunction. Yay, game over, I win. Remember kids, if your teacher ever asks you if there's ever explosions in space, say yes, of course. And they're even louder because there's no air to get in the way. And when they tell you you're wrong, just point out any movie or video game and you'll be set. Actually, I really liked it. It was there was a book series based on Macross or Robotech. Ground-based recon required. Begin landing sequence. So yeah, there was a landing there on the planet. But anyway, there was a book or novelization series of the Macross or Robotech series, and I thought it was really awesome because it goes through the show, of course. You know, over the pardon me, I think it was 3 books. Good read. Definitely track them down. You can find them on Amazon, I'm sure. But what's cool about it is they're explaining the space battles. God, that's an ugly texture. And unlike the original anime, they didn't have sound because it's like the guy's like very first space battle, he's flying around shooting down the bad guys, and he's like just like noting like how it's weird, like how you can hear like all his crew, like how everybody is support in his head, like through the radio set. But like he's watching stuff explode, shooting people down, and there's just silence, and it's just like it's the most unnerving thing to him ever. It's like it's so bizarre to be flying and pulling maneuvers, and you know, because like it turns out the helmet they use is also linked to their brain to help them fly and maneuver faster and change things around. Like so when they go into like the bipedal humanoid form, when they transform into it, use lack of words, it helps them control it better, interface with it. But it's funny because like them and the aliens they're fighting both have like atmospheric flight conditions ingrained into their heads, so they're like pulling like actual like flying maneuvers which don't need to be done in space because there's nothing there. Save progress to memory card slot A. Yes, we will. Game has been saved. You can see my wonderful structure right up there in the top. Yeah. So there's actually a way I've never been able to pull this off. Speedrunners can do it all the time. There's this trick where you can do if you lock on, if you hold down your straight button, there's a way you can like hop, and like it gives you like different jump properties. You can actually get like I think like the high jump early. I can't remember where exactly you jump onto. It went the wrong way, but you can actually get it. I've never been able to pull it off. One time, like my girlfriend at the time was like, "Let's see if you can pull it off." I was like, "Okay, I'll try that," and I spent like an hour. It was like frustrating hour, like trying to get it, and I just could not get it. Could not land that jump. So no speedrunning tactics or anything like that for me, unfortunately. Talon Fern, non-toxic variety, commonly found near water sources. Okay. I think this is like the kind of like hub. Come back here later because you also have like an ice section and then like a lava section. Hey, Mollusk, what's up? Lichen seems to be giving up low levels of radiation. No matches found in flora and fauna databank. Something I want to check real quick, because I know dolphins sometimes can do this. As you get to like do a widescreen hack, I'm not sure if it'll work or not. No, it's just changing that property and screwing things up. Four by 3, yeah, I agree, but that was the wonderful... That's how things were back in the day. So I'm playing this on emulator because, one, convenience. Two, I do actually have it on my... actually, I bought like my GameCube because it actually had this game packed in with it. And it came across a bunch of money when I first bought it. Got like my first paycheck from the new job I was working. It was like 8 or 9 times, like 7 or 8 times, I would say, more money than I was making my crappy other job. Yeah, it doesn't seem like I can get 16 by 9 force. I think I messed it up. Actually, no, it looks like it's still center screen. Okay. Actually, I could probably get a little bit better. There we go. Make it a little bit better for you, hopefully. Yeah, so this is a game, actually, I didn't, like, hate. I mean, like, Horizon Zero Dawn, when I first played that game, I did not like it. And in my opinion, that game has subsequently changed playing it for my Second Chance series. So I thought it's not a bad game. And this game I didn't think was bad at all. It's just the GameCube controller hurts my hands to nobody's business. It's a terrible controller. But a lot of people, I realize, are younger than me now these days, which is kind of weird. But and like the GameCube was like their first video game system. Hey, get through the door. Scanny scan. Thank you. And like their first system was like the Nintendo GameCube. They're like, oh, this is amazing. It's the best controller ever. I'm like, the GameCube controller is garbage. It's got weird button placement. The triggers take too long of a pull to get. It's like, no, thank you. Tangleweeds. They don't do anything, they just annoy you. Got it. Yeah, so it wasn't until like emulation came out that it was like, oh man, so I forgot I don't have the charge beam anymore. That sucks. Like emulation came out and I can actually use like an Xbox 360 controller or an Xbox One controller now, which is what I use. And the triggers, of course, are a lot more forgiving than the GameCube ones, so it's like, oh, I can finally play this game and not kill my hands. Same way, like, I have Metroid Samus Returns for my 3DS, and I can't play it on the 3DS. The 3DS, I think, is really cool. It kills my hands. Like, I have very large hands, small thing, it just cramps them up. So, I was really bummed that I couldn't play Samus Returns more than 10 minutes on my 3DS, and then, like, it turns out that, like, after a week it had been out, it emulates perfectly, so I downloaded the ROM because I own the game. It's on my shelf right here next to me. I'm like, cool, so now I can actually play it and change the button layout, because you can't change the button layout on that game. It's weird. Pirate data. Space pirate encrypted data decoded. Field team reports are in on an age... Okay, that just blew my mind here. Field team reports are in on an aged structure of alien design built on the surface of Talon. Is it my dyslexia kicking in hard, or is this just poorly worded sentence? Studies show the structure projects a containment field. Field bars access to a prime source of energy within a deep crater. Science team believes the field is powered by a number of strange Chozo artifacts. Found some of these relics, and studies on them have begun. As this field could hinder future energy production operations on Talon 4. Excuse me. We must dismantle it as soon as possible. This means destruction of the Chozo artifacts will be done. Yeah, you can tell that the space pirates are not archaeologists at all. Give me 1 second here. Metroid Prime Dolphin. That's green. Okay, so there is a widescreen hack of this game that you can put in. You need to install a new, like a hack or a mod, so that way when you go 16:9, the HUD moves out correctly, and then you have to put in like a game, like a cheat code in for it. So I'll try that next stream, because every game I'm playing on my second chances, I am giving a total of 2 streams dedicated to it, which is like around a total of, I would say, 6 to 8 hours on average. I'm impervious to my own shots. I cannot be defeated. Okay, can't be open to that weapon. Got it. Foreign technology present. It's over there somewhere. Neato. Yeah, so Metroid Samus Returns, if you've never played that or haven't heard of it, it's basically Metroid 2 for the original Game Boy. Redone in 3D, a couple new things added into it. It's a pretty good game. I recommend it. Or there's also another version of the game that Nintendo went after, which was AM2R, which is another Metroid 2 remake, which is a lot more faithful to the original Game Boy, but it's like they really upped the graphics even more. It's really fun to play. You can find it online for sure. Just Google is your friend. But yeah, it's really good. It emulates really well underneath, what is it, Citra is the 3DS emulator. So this is a beetle, burrowing insect with a resilient carapace. Terrible reading today, extremely aggressive. Mouth enables to tunnel through solid rock at high speeds. Above ground, beetles can cover short distances rapidly. They attack anything that moves in their lair. So if I don't move, I'm okay. Sap sack. Chemical reaction produces violent explosion. Neat. Okay, so you did nothing but just explode to look cool. Alright. It's like, alright, maybe I'll do something I haven't seen yet. You also have to get used to this game is also a single stick, analog stick game, so my brain keeps trying to like use the right thumbstick to move up and down. It's like, no, that doesn't work. Zoomer! Anchors itself to walls and other surfaces, avoid contact with spikes. Basic nerve center located directly above the zoomer's mandibles detects nutrients. It's a porcupine weapon. Yeah, got it. different. Reamer. Bloodflower, awesome name. Evil eject toxic spores, poisonous even the bloodflower itself. That's a failure of evolution, boys and girls. 3 mouth nodules protrude from the stalk beneath the flower, each with a rudimentary brain cluster. Ability to spew toxic fumes at anything within 5-meter radius. So it will spew crap at you from 25 feet. Got it. 1 second. Okay, looks like the audio levels are still fine. If I need to adjust anything, please let me know. That's always my rule number 1 of my stream. Rule number 2, of course, is don't be a jerk. Which I think everybody's pretty cool and not a jerk here. So that's blocked off, so I just explored somewhere I can't get to yet. Got it. The fun of Metroidvania games is all about the exploration. Speaking of Metroidvania, there was a hacked version of Symphony of the Night that actually came out not too long ago. And it takes advantage of the 4 megabyte RAM card for the Sega Saturn. Of course, that's the Sega Saturn version is the one I'm talking about. And it basically helps to speed up some loading at certain times. Like if you bring up the map in the Saturn version, it would take like about 1.5 to 2 seconds to pop up. Now it's like almost instantaneously. Same thing going in the start menu. What else are there enhancements there for it? Slowdown has been lessened. It doesn't happen quite as much, which is pretty cool. But I have noticed that like going into brand new areas does take a little bit longer to load, but you can also skip the full motion video intros too, which is really awesome. So if you like played the game before, just want to jump into the action, you can just like jump right into it now, which is great. So there are times like I just want to go and like test something out or whatnot, and like I'm just stuck there for like, now we gotta watch this whole narration about, you know, the Dracula family and coming back to life, and I'm like, I don't care. Close up on the eyes? Yep. Chozos. Not to be confused with chorizo, a delicious sausage. Abnormal seismic activity detected. Which one do you want me to go to? The energy source, or did I already get there? I don't know. Yeah, Samus was like raised by the Chozos, if I remember the lore correctly. Passageway to Shrine. Yeah, this is when you get like the morph ball, you can like do a half pipe to get up there, which is pretty cool. I think it's a missile. on mobile organisms. Immobile organisms entirely composed of nuclear tissue. Shoots energy beam sensitive to light and will close his eyes if bright flash ignites nearby. That's cool, but I don't have any missiles or charge beam. Okay, just a normal gun will do. Kateo. Kudemas. More wasp. Only vulnerable to heavy weaponry. Okay. So I have a feeling this is just gonna make them mad then if I just start shooting them. Yep, gotta get the missiles. Okay. So they can, oh cool, save point, but also I forgot that like I'm playing via emulator so I can save state whenever I want, but we'll stick to the memory card for now. Like I said, this game is just like nothing but scanning. I like never played the sequels. Yeah, Metroid Prime 2 or 3. I think 3 was on the Wii U? Or the Wii, I should say. So I never played that because I did not like the Wii at all. Fibromyalgia and constantly having to move yourself around a lot. Not a good mixture. So I do have number 2 like downloaded, but I've just never played it. Plasma small insect capable of storing and releasing thermal energy. Hopefully the second game has as much scanning. Attracted to the source of heat, thriving energy present there, made light when hunting. Burst thermal energy when threatened. Everything on this planet is hostile. Got it. Get off the corner. There we go. It's like, oh goody, missiles! Ah, psych. Okay, nothing special. It's weird, like, it wouldn't quite scan it. There we go. I'd like the missiles, please. Yeah. Just wide fire. A to switch back to beams. Missiles can destroy some blast shields on doors. Energy tank, yay! Can't scan the boxes? That's lame. I have to know about the whole detailed history of what the box is like. How many things can you put into the box? What is the lore of the box? Okay, I was thinking, like, was there a door in here? No, there's not an extra door in here for the missile. It's the other room I'm thinking of. Map station. Walk into map station holograms and download a map of the area you're in. I will do that. So you plug in your weapon into this thing and it also scans your map. It's like in the future, you need to make like a money withdrawal at the ATM, so you take out your gun and jam it in the slot and then like it reads your PIN number. It's like, what? Really complicate things when you go to your convenience store to try to like pay for stuff and they think they're getting robbed and you're like, you're no, I'm just trying to pay you in the most inconveniently impractical way ever. 3D map. Okay, there's a save station over there. Let's at least save it so we have a official save in the game at least. Holy crap, that really drained you. That was ridiculous. I'm like, oh, I'll just run through these things. Like they do almost nothing. Whoa, I was wrong about that. That was brutal. Okay, those things are not messing around. Got it. Lesson learned. Hold on a second. I'm going to set A to turbo if I can. Configure. Oh, no! Does not appear that there is... I was wondering about this here. It looks like it's... Okay, yeah, it's like I was wondering, like I'd let go of my stick and like the screen would slowly start drifting. I'm in like the options screen, looking to see if there's a turbo button, and there's not. But I saw my calibration was off, so I just redid it. Yes, it doesn't look like there is a turbo controller, which sucks. Okay, good. So now I'm not pulling down center anymore. Okay, nice. Yeah, that bums me out. I was thinking like, oh, good. I'll just put on like turbo controller, and that will really help with my thumb, having to like button mash. No, no such luck. Just double checking. Nope. Okay. Here we go. Back to the game. Nothing wants to give me missiles right now. Yay! I'll take that. Thank you. You can't get through there, don't have the morph ball still. Ugh. So that's the next thing, is find a morph ball. Yeah, this is where I get the morph ball. Yeehaw! After a fight. I think this thing is, if I remember correctly, it's only, like, there's a big one that pops out. I think it's either that or it's outside out front, like after you get the morph ball, you have like this kind of pseudo boss fight, where it's like a big humongous beetle, but only its backside is like weakened, so you have to like get around it and shoot with missiles. Can't get up there. I was like, okay, let's get a higher elevation. I forgot about that. It's like when you shoot and overuse your gun, there you go, you actually have like heat coming off it. Yep, this is the guy. Beetle, vulnerable only for rear abdomen. Having attacks, only surfacing when detects vibrations above, maneuvers as to always face a rival. Ultra energy replaces 100 units energy. Cool. But of course you have the morph ball, but you don't have the morph ball bombs. At least I don't think I do. No, I do not have bombs, just only ability to do this so far. Okay, yeah, it's like with everything in this game, you gotta find everything. Okay, so you have to have the bomb to get that open. One of the things I really wish they'd do, maybe they did it for the sequel, when you're in the morph ball. Well, okay, I see why they didn't do it this here. I was thinking, like, if you shoot your gun, like, hit A, you should instantly pop out, like, you know, of the morph ball and start shooting. But when you have the bombs, hitting A will lay the bombs instead, so that would not work. So it's like, why didn't they do this? It would have been easier. Oh, okay. They thought it through, unlike me. Until they started talking, and then went, oh yeah, no, they got it right. Alright, so... Ah, that's right, I can do the morph ball now, which can actually do the half pipe and get up higher. I think I can drop in. Not really, okay. Okay, I remember being able to do this. Maybe I was thinking later on. Yeah, because the game just stops you momentum-wise dead. I'm like, I guess I remember this part wrong. Weird, the game does not like this map. Alright, so... green doors are opened. Blue is any beam. I don't think I've been... yeah, I can't get up to that one. Wheat beam I don't have. Okay, so I should be able to get into the ruined fountain now, so I need to go up and over. So that's the one thing I always kind of like remember about this game, kind of not liking, is I never seem to like, other than like it uses a whole lot of brown constantly, and then when you're in the lava place everything's red, and I'm colorblind and stuff, so it kind of aggravates me. There's not a whole lot of different colors differences, but just like the layout of like everything just doesn't really seem to be memorable to me. Like in Super Metroid, like you have different landmarks you learn to recognize and you familiarize yourself with. But for this game, it never really kind of clicked for me. Like, oh yeah, I can go here and I know my way instantly around. Even when I was like probably 2/3 of the way through the game, I was still like struggling to remember where I needed to go or where I had been. So I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't scan these guys. Floating parasites can be embedded that can't embed their bodies in solid rock. Think nothing of sacrificing themselves for the safety of their swarm. When hostile life form is sighted, they block its progress by embedding themselves in floors and walls. Finally self-destruct when threatened. Yes, I had to notice that. They are the suicide bomber of this planet. That's why I was not killing the things while I was in this room. It's like, you're gonna destroy your light source. I remember this from Super Metroid. Oh, it's a shriek bat. Okay. I remember this place. I remember thinking it was annoying. Reaper Vine, powerful rock-dwelling tentacle. Keeps single eye on Reaper Vine as a constant vigil, but its vision is limited to 10 meters. Scythe-like appendage on its tip known to lethal sharpness. Reaper Vine will swing its blade wildly at anything that enters its zone of perception. Reminds me of the one you kind of encounter like that in Half-Life. The original Half-Life. The really good Half-Life. I said it. I actually like Half-Life 1 better than 2. Units. 10. That's what I remember hating about this room. You have to find these symbols, scan them, and activate them. Can I scan the door? This is a door! They take you to other places you have not been to, or possibly have been to. Think I'm safe here on this platform? Not, probably not. I thought I had found all 4. It's nothing like dragging your game to a halt as you have to like scan things and look for things in a room. A very large room. Blast cap. Volatile chemicals within its weed's toxic fungal cap may explode if agitated. Missiles, but I'm at a save point at least. Yay! Okay. I remember, like, once you get, like, the bombs... Like, actually, I remember, like, once you get out of this, like, first little hub area, to me, that's when the game kind of became more fun, because at first it's, like, it's just really slow. It's, like, really slow burn to start out there. It's, if you like exploration and slow starting games, this is definitely one to do it. It's not, like, the worst slow starting game I've ever seen, by far. Not even close. But it can be kind of tedious. Pick up on Keiko. I could hear her like kind of shifting around a little bit. Sounded like she was waking up. She's been sleeping on my bed. I actually have like a spare blanket, like, because I have one on my bed and then I have like another identical one that I just keep for like if I want to have a blanket if I'm laying on my couch in my room. I have like a very small room, but I have a couch in here, TV, everything. It's like a mini apartment all in my little room. And usually I'll put like the spare blanket and just lay it out on my couch, like fold it up, and my cat will sleep on it. And I forgot to put it on the couch today, so I had it on my bed. And because like sometimes I'll just lay on my couch and watch YouTube from there, just kind of relax and rest up a little bit because I get tired pretty easily, thanks to chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia. So I had moved her blanket onto the bed and forgot to move it off when I went upstairs to make lo mein for dinner. And I come back downstairs and she's sleeping on that blanket on the bed, which is just adorable because normally in the past when that blanket's been on the bed, she just like lays somewhere else. Like she won't lay on it there, but she's like, ah, screw it. It's like, this is my blanket. I know it's my blanket. I'm just gonna lay on it here. You can't stop me. Cats are like 600-pound gorillas when it comes to sleep. It's like they just sleep wherever they want. Who are you to tell them to not sleep somewhere? I thought that was gonna fall off. Did. You also get stuck indoors. Like if you're not perfectly aligned in the center, you just kind of get stuck. It's not the end of the world. It's kind of this little annoyance. Kind of like, okay. And then due to like the control structure, it's a little bit weirder, a little bit trickier to get out of. secure the area to unlock the door. Okay, so you gotta kill everything in this room, basically, in order to get it to open up. Hello. Friend or foe? Stone Toad preys on creatures smaller than itself, vulnerable only from within. So, this is where you need morph bombs. Turn to the morph ball, it eats you, you blow it up from the inside. Okay, so nothing else special in here, just dropping down. Oh boy. Ah, it's the flamethrower. Is it really a creature? Incinerator drone programmed for high temperature waste disposal. Device schematics indicate a high risk of malfunction when internal power cores damage. Minimal combat programming can defend itself if necessary. This drone's intense heat blast compensates for its lack of battle prowess. It's like, please stop locking onto that. Lock onto the enemy, please. Thank you. Okay, so you can't do any damage to it otherwise. Got it. Oops. Jumped the gun on that one. Got cooked. Oh, that was disorienting. Yeah, and your lock on is like not universal. It's like it will not like really snap into it unless you're like directly lined up. Hey, Dwells, what's up again? Again, needs the word semi-trucks in it. Yeah, I think I can do that now. Now I think I get the morph ball bombs. Yep. Now I can roll around and be a destructive, even more destructive. Hoop bombs. While in morph ball mode, press A to drop a morph ball bomb. There's no data downloaded in inventory screen. It's trying to see if I can do the jump. Yep, you can. It's a little bit different timing, but you can do it. Alright, so like, where do I go? Is this a Rachel Ray thing? Pardon me, she's dumb enough to grill lettuce. I would highly suspect Rachel Ray. If it's grilled watermelon, she has to be behind it. That's gotta be a Rachel Ray thing. There's like no other excuse for that, really. Change the texture and the smoky flavor brings out its natural. No, it's already sweet. You don't need to add smoke to it. I mean, watermelon is mostly it's very mild for flavor, which is why I actually kind of like artificial watermelon because it tends to be a lot stronger. We've actually grown watermelon before previously. Yeah, I've heard of people say like use like a dash of salt on it. When I was in Tucson, that was a lot of big things. Like the ladies I was dating down there was like putting salt on apples. I'm like, oh, I'm like, this is just not working. Like they just loved it. They put cayenne pepper or salt on their apples they're eating. I'm like, I will just take it plain as it is. It's delicious. No salt needed. Just they're like, oh, it's a different texture, mijo. I'm like, no, not for me. Yeah, smoky watermelon. What the hell? That just sounds. That's like I said. I swear that is like that has to be a Rachel Ray thing. It's to be. Oh, dude, have you had one of the Mexican hot dogs yet?
Eat me.
You can usually find them like different like food truck vendors and stuff. Not sure if there are any restaurants out there. It's been a while since I ate out in Phoenix area. I'd say they got Nogales hot dogs. They're closed right now. Emilio's, Lupita's hot dogs. Got takeouts. Yeah, everything's takeout, of course. They might call them Sonoran style too. I've seen that as well. Yeah, Nogales hot dogs. It's on 1945 East Indian School Road. I know they have it. But it's like a hot dog that they cook like wrapped in bacon and then put like sour cream, guacamole, and all sorts of other stuff on top of it. Just like it's delicious. They're really good, but it's just like, oh man, it's like that's another one I used to like. Oh, I can hear myself getting fatter with this, but it's great. Yeah, riders. We actually had a quote unquote mini riot here in Erie last night, which was kind of funny. Because it was peaceful protest at pretty close. It used to live pretty close to where it happened. It's like a little kind of like park square type deal, and people were sitting in and protesting peacefully. It's about 200 people. They said, "Okay, you got to be out of here by 9 o'clock, or we're gonna have to move in. Just like this is as long as we'll let you sit here is 9 o'clock." 9 o'clock rolls around, half the crowd leaves. They're smart. The other half there were just there to cause problems and be arrested for fun. So one girl, I don't know if it made it like national news or not. But she was like sitting. It was funny because we interviewed her. Like I say, we like the local news interviewed her. And it was a hilarious response. She was refusing to leave. She was standing around. The cops tell her leave. She's like, "No, I'm not going to leave." She sits down. So like they're like, "Leave or we're gonna mace you in the face." She's like, "No, you're not." Boom, they mace her. She's like, still not moving, not complying. They're like, "Get up and go, or we're going to like arrest you. Lay down on the ground, or we'll arrest you." And she's still sitting there not doing anything. So the cop just comes up and just like kicks her like in the shoulder, knocks her over, they arrest her. The funny thing is that the local news interviewed her and she said, "Yeah, I deserved it. I wasn't following their instructions. I wasn't complying, but they shouldn't have been that violent for me, but I completely understand why they were because I wasn't listening to them." It's like, yes, if somebody has a gun and mace and pepper spray and a riot gear is telling you to move out, argue about your constitutional right to protest some other time. Sue them if you want. You'll probably win. Don't be an idiot. Like, so the funny thing is, so you had the 100 people left over. They were there to start shit. I mean, literally, it's all they were. It was documented that a couple cars, like, because we have them, like, they're all the security footage, and the news crews were there, so they got the license plates. They were out of state. We had like Ohio, Michigan, and I think New York came in. and these cars came in, people like, and they just threw like they quickly unloaded fireworks, like large mortar fireworks, bricks, and then sped off quickly. So it was literally like Antifa just showed up to like to start problems. They're like, okay, here you go, now start breaking stuff. And at that point, they started smashing some windows and throwing mortar rounds at cops. And then the cops like fired tear gas and got them to disperse, but they broke up like a couple different bars and stuff, like broke their windows. So it was like pretty much all that happened really. And a fire at the Erie Otter, which is our local hockey team, like minor league hockey team. So they had to cause. They started a small fire there, but it was the Erie riot of 2020. It's like it was a joke. It was Antifa sponsored. Literally, they tracked them down and already arrested the people. It was a joke. Other places, yeah, it gets a little out of hand. There's time for protests, and then there's times that basically people are just like, I'm just gonna burn everything to the ground because I can. Like, you are not helping situations. You are not part of, trying to bring awareness for whatever reason, for whatever your cause is at that point. You're just there to steal and destroy for fun. Get go. Y'all done sleeping, buddy? Y'all done resting up? You have a good nap. You were sleeping quite some time. Good. Yes. Good to see you, buddy. Alright, gotta keep playing the video games. Yeah, I need those Louis Vuitton purses and 4K televisions and smashing storefronts and everything else. Like, alright. I just remember, well, we were in California. We were actually in Los Angeles like the day that the riots broke out. We were like, we are getting the fuck out of here now. We were just like visiting for the day when it happened. It was like, this is the wrong time to visit LA. Let's book, let's beat feet for home. Because we were stationed in California at the time, Travis Air Force Base. It was like a 7-hour drive to get home. Get back up there, watch all the chaos unfold. And I remember like they were like targeting Korean stores and districts and stuff, and there's this one Korean-owned gun shop. It is like they were on the news. They're just like standing. They're on the roof with their ARs, like shooting at people. One guy's down on the ground, just like walking at people, like shooting at them. And they interviewed that guy later. He's like, "Yeah, that was pretty dumb. I could have died easily." But they're like, "We have guns. You're trying to loot us, and wrong people to try that with." This is probably gonna hurt me. Oh yeah, it does. This was a bad decision. There we go. That's better. Well, poison never killed anybody, said everyone who's died from poisoning. Alright, so let's save state for fun here. Save state 1. There we go. I think I can farm these guys for some health. Nope. They don't spawn back that quick. And too fast. Yeah, there's a save station over here. Yeah, the big thing I miss actually from like Tucson and Phoenix is Filbertos and Los Betos. So just I've talked about it before ad nauseum, like just 24-hour on-demand Mexican food. It used to be really cheap, gave you a whole crap ton. We used to buy their super nachos. I think it was like $6 at the time. It's probably around closer to probably $9 or $10 probably. But it's enough to feed two people, two large fat people. It was like, yo, here's a whole big giant styrofoam container of nachos with homemade tortilla chips, homemade bechamel cheese sauce, nacho sauce, carne asada meat, homemade guacamole, real sour cream. It's like, oh my god! It was like you can go there and get that at 3 o'clock in the morning. They're open. Just drive on up. All right, so I have saved there. We're good. Yeah, the game does not like this map. You can hear it chugging like, oh god, what are you doing to me? That which fouls the waters seeks the sun. I was saying, like, is this a breakable wall? No, it is not. Is it happening like constantly, or is it happening like only when you leave my stream and come back? Because I'm not running any ads whatsoever. Twitch does that. I mean, it's like I hate them too. That's why I know you're on mobile usually when you watch my stream, but that's why I advocate like getting uBlock on a browser and watching it through a computer, so that way you do not get ads that way at all. Because I don't get that money. Screw Twitch. I'm like, I don't get anything from that. Yeah, whenever you refresh, that's definitely going to do it. Is it Star Trek Picard that we keep advertising? Because that show was terrible. And I would complain. I don't need paper towels. I remember like the worst ads I had seen was for when I used to watch Crunchyroll, because I'd watch anime when I was working out on my treadmill, like walking, because it has subtitles. Like I said, I understand Japanese anyway, but it's like, so I usually don't watch stuff with subtitles. But loud treadmill, I just turn on subtitles. I don't have to have the TV volume blasting at me. But I usually would just go with the free service. So they'd run ads like 2 or 3 times per, like usually wherever the commercial breaks were on the show when they aired it in Japan, they would put commercials in there for you to watch, like little ads, like 10 to 30 second ads, usually up to 90 seconds or so it'd be his length. But sometimes they'd have like 15-second ads and they'd play the same one like 8 times in a row. It was like Chobani, like Chobani yogurt. It's really delicious. Ad ends. Next one starts up. Chobani yogurt. It's really delicious. Ad ends. Next one starts up. Chobani. It's like, oh my god. Okay, Chobani paid you money. I will never eat their yogurt ever. It was like because they are just like, they bought up all that stuff like 15-minute ad, like 15-second ads, and they just like play them nonstop. I'm like, no. And that's what I found. I found like uBlock actually does a lot of cool things about it that I just like steal blatantly. Like, it usually, like, if you watch Crunchyroll through a browser, like with uBlock on there, like a lot of times it'll skip the ads as well. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes you get trapped in an ad loop. Spotify, if you have a free Spotify account, it removes all the ads, and instead of playing just random songs, you can play anything you want. It's like a subscription for free. It was like, okay, cool. Because I have friends who are like, oh, I have a Spotify account, but I want to pay like the $10 a month for it, and it's just random songs, my favorites list. I'm like, are you watching in Chrome or Firefox? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, okay, download uBlock Pro, or what is it called here? uBlock Origin. Put it on your browser, reload your Spotify, and then listen to whatever you want. They're like, oh, you're amazing. I'm like, yep, you know it, baby. Yeah. Microsoft Internet Edge browser, even they don't like it. Even they're like, no, pass. Even Microsoft's like, yeah, we're garbage. Okay, just saw something in there red. Okay, there's nothing down there. I just want to make sure. Hopping, hopping, hopping. There's nothing like bringing your action game to a grinding halt as you're forced to scan a room to activate doors. Yeah, it's different for sure. I'm hoping that, like, I've never played Metroid Prime 2. I have it downloaded, but I've never played it. I actually own Metroid Prime 1. It came with my GameCube, which is why I bought the GameCube. Because I was like, oh, cool, I have a lot of money, and I have it bundled together for the game I've been wanting to play. Let's do this. And I did. So, I've never played 2. I have it downloaded. I'm hoping, like, 2 is not as, like, scanny as this, where it's, like, just, like, constantly scanning. Like, you have to scan everything in the room. Like, stop walking for 3 seconds in order to scan this thing. It's like, I don't care. Charge beam. That I do want. Daddy wants. Turn Talon 4, Born Against Your Will. Meteor came, Dark Shadow, debris, violence, blah blah blah, people died. Poisoned our land. Burned down the outhouse with Grandpa in it. Actually, I don't have Skies of Arcadia for the GameCube. I have it on Dreamcast. I didn't download that ROM for this one. Yeah, I remember you told me about that the other day, and I grabbed those two just for fun. Because people are like, oh, Epic Game Store, it's terrible, don't support them. I'm like, if they want to give me free games, fine, but I'll never spend money with them. But I'll take their free games they want to give me. So it's like, okay, $60 worth of games, sure. Yeah, buddy, charge beam. Charge it. So the question is, will Borderlands 2 run on your computer? That's what I'm really curious about. It's kind of a... It was an intensive game on the PS3, which is where I played it, and it was like 30 frames per second, but I think the PC version does 60. Got to download and try it one of these days. This looks like fun. This is a happy, fun place. Been too busy with Final Fantasy IX. Yeah, I can see that. I still have... I really need to go and play those... finish those DLC expansions for Control. That is such a fun game. I loved it to death, and for whatever odd reason, I've never gotten around to like doing the DLC they put out. I really should do that. Oh, so this is wild. I forgot I have this here. The Mega Man X collection. So it was basically Mega Man X 1 through 6, I think it was, on the... so it's like the original Super Nintendo and PlayStation 2 games on the GameCube. So it's literally emulator inception in this one, because you have the Dolphin emulator, which is playing the Mega Man collection, which is emulating Super Nintendo games. So it's like an emulator within an emulator. It's crazy. Oh, Beatrix! Resident Evil 4, that was a fun game. All the Resident Evils. Code Veronica, which I think is a great game. People kind of crap on, which I don't know why. I thought it was pretty fun. Antarctica kind of sucked a little bit though, but... Japanese game, forgot what it is there. GameCube, and not sure. I'll look that up. It's like, what is this? Oh, I think it's, no, I got some Wii games too, but yeah, there's a lot of different things. Okay. I don't know, just like, for whatever reason, just, people just didn't like that game. I don't know, maybe because, like, it wasn't, like, a numbered entry in the series or something. Oh, cool, destroy those things now, so... Got some blowhole here. Now I need to lay down the morph ball. But yeah, I like Code Veronica, I really did. There was a game store. It must have been like, I think it was EB Games. It was before they got the whole, GameStop bought everything. And they had imported a copy of Code Veronica and had it playing on their Japanese Dreamcast, like, for people to try out. People were getting stuck, and I was able to, I was walking through the game, just having a blast. People were like, "How do you know what to do?" It's like, I can barely read Japanese. I know a couple of different things here and there, so it's like, yeah, so it was fun. The stream, somebody likes Fallout 76. Man, that's gotta be scary. Something is wrong with them. You like Fallout 76, seek help. This is where you need the magnetic rail attachment, which I think you get closer towards the end of this game, I'm gonna say. Fallout 4 I did not like. 3, like, took over my life. Like, I've talked about that before on stream, where I put 300 hours into Fallout 3 on the Xbox 360, and then another 200 on PC. So I've dumped over 500 hours into Fallout 3. New Vegas, I don't think, like, when New Vegas came out, that game was, like, buggy as hell for, like, years. So, like, I tried it, like, one time, the game just started, like, glitching out heavily, like, falling through the floor and just not running right. I'm like, okay, I'm done. So, it's probably been patched since then. I'm sure it works fine now, or relatively close to fine as you can get a game like that to run. But, yeah, it's like, so I never really got into Fallout New Vegas. Tried 4, didn't like 4. It was like, nothing really grabbed me, so to speak. It wasn't like really bad, but it was kind of like, okay, this is kind of predictable. Probably need the high jump, but okay. But yeah, 76 is just such a colossal failure. It was like, we're gonna take all the things people love for Fallout and get rid of it. no NPCs. At least there was a time it was no NPCs. I think they were adding them back in now. It was like, you know, people want to talk to, you know, they don't want to deal with only other people. So it was like, it was constantly PvP, and then you have it constantly being hacked. And then people were like telling Bethesda, like, hey, people are hacking your game. Here's what's going on. Here's how you fix it so it doesn't happen anymore. And they're like, thank you. We're banning your account. It was like, excuse me? What? Which is why Bethesda is a scummy company. Okay, so you can't kill that thing. Alright, so is there a way down safely? Probably not. It's probably down there. What I like about this game too is like you can see like you can fire your gun so often, like it's like your gun puts off heat rates, you know, like heat distortion. Pretty sweet. It's the little touches. Brain trying to do too many things, failing miserably. Okay, official save. Yay! Alright. Yep, so those of you watching here or just joining in, if you're lurking, you're more than welcome to lurk. Even people who've been here established as like longtime viewers are still welcome to lurk here. Basically this is a series of streams I'm doing called Second Chances, where I play games again that I haven't played in a long time, or actually did play like kind of recently, like as a year ago or two ago. And a lot of them are games I didn't like the first time, and just thought like, well, let's give them another chance, see if my opinion on them has changed. Other games like Metroid Prime are games I thought were okay, or I actually liked, but I just like stopped playing them for whatever reason. Like something like another game came out and never went back to it, or whatever. And like I said earlier, this is a game that I played, like, I think I must have last played it 10 years ago, but that was on the GameCube, and it's just that controller hurts my hands so bad. So giving it, you know, another shot here on the emulation, which is a lot better because the Xbox One controller I'm using, the triggers are not, you don't have to pull them in so hard. It's not so crappily designed of a controller. It's actually comfortable to hold this, so it's like, yeah, this is better. So this is a game that I didn't really necessarily hate. I thought it was alright, but I just never finished it. I think the farthest I ever got was like 2/3 of the way in. So we've already done Horizon Zero Dawn. That changed my opinion of that. I was thinking that first I didn't like the game, but playing it through the second time here on stream, I thought it was pretty good. Each game that I have that I'm doing for the series, I'll be playing at least a minimum of 2 streams. So that gives you a good 6 to 8 hours to like really let you know, like, is the game, like, you know, form an actual opinion of it, you know, instead of just like, well, I played it for 20 minutes and I thought it was terrible and I'm never going back to it. You know, 6 to 8 hours is a really good judge for something there, so that's what I figure I'll be doing that. So the other games I have on my list are El Shaddai, Ascension of the Metatron, which is a really kind of artsy hack and slash, God of War 2018, or God of Boys, it's also known as. Killzone Shadowfall. Also, I've actually kind of discovered like a lot of my PlayStation collection I really don't like or haven't really played. Uh, Killzone Shadowfall, Spider-Man, PlayStation 4 again, Astral Chain, that's on the Switch, that's a kind of questionable one. Infamous Second Son, Dishonored, and then for donations, if you donate whatever $20 is in bits, I'll play Persona 5 for one stream. If you donate whatever $50 in bits is, I'll play The Last of Us for one stream only. Yes, I will not play Batman Forever, nor will I play Fantasia, because those games I already know are terrible and are pretty much irredeemable. They are never going to be changing my mind like, oh, this game's actually pretty good. If that ever happens, I've been replaced by an alien imposter. Send help. Something is horribly wrong. I don't think there's anything here that I'm missing. I'm not sure where I need to be going next. Yeah, that's basically what's going on here with these games. So, next stream I'll be playing this once again. I need to head back over this way. Okay, head back into this room. If I can get up to the top. Ready maps. Need to go down. Okay. So I'll be playing this again next stream, and then after that, like, I'll be playing, because like every 2 streams, I'll take one stream off to play whatever I want. And last stream, that was Ninja Gaiden Black and Ninja Gaiden 04, or aka Ninja Gaiden Vanilla. This is one of the rooms with those stupid runes I need to unlock. But I'll probably be playing probably, I would say, probably Ninja Gaiden 2. For the Xbox 360. Or if I really get like a wild hair at my butt, I might play the Sigma 2 on the PlayStation 3, but that takes a little more work to get going. Come to me. Alright, so now I can actually get over here. Yeah, so El Shaddai will be next up after this game for games I tackle on the list there of second chances. And then I'm not sure what I'll do next, either Spider-Man or God of War. Probably be God of War, I'm thinking. This is not the good God of War from, like, on the PlayStation 2. No. This is the 2018 version. Where you have tank controls. To frustrate you. That should be all of them. I'm pretty sure I've activated all 4. Yeah, it's nice. I can't quite get there yet, I don't think. Okay, so it's saying I need 2 more. Game developers don't do this shit. I mean, this is annoying. It's like, please, I just want to play the game. I just want to go around blowing stuff up. I don't want to stop here and scan and climb around this stupid room trying to look for runes. All because you felt like, let's make the game artificially longer this way by making people slow down and look at the art I made. Like, no one cares, Billy. I'm sure he did. I'm sure his mother's proud of him. I, however, am not. Okay, finally. Yay! I gotta climb all the way back up there. Gosh, what was that show? I think it was Livewire or Hardwired? Canadian show, which is why it always cracks me up because people are like, Bill Nye is a scientist, and like, Bill Nye is a comedian who studied business, if I remember correctly. He's a mechanical engineer. That's what he is. He's not really a scientist, he's not a climatologist, he's a mechanical engineer. So you do deal with mathematics, but I mean it's usually to like basically make machines, to build engines and stuff like that, theoretical stuff like that. Yeah, he was an engineer, knew very little about science. Everyone's like, he's the smartest person ever, because like no, because you watch a show when like you were a kid. No, it's not qualified. It's like, you know, it's the same way as like I find astrophysics interesting, you know, string theory, things along those lines. I understand these things, but I am not an astrophysicist. I do not have that qualifications because I did not go to school for it. I have not put in the time to get everything that you require to do such thing. Brian May, the guitarist for Queen, however, did. Which is, oh, son of a bitch, I hate this. Bad game design. But it's like, the reason I bring that up is because there was a show, like I said, that Bill Nye was on, comedy sketch show. Mr. Wizard was fun. He was a dick to those kids a lot of times, but it was fun. But what was that? They'd have like little skits and stuff like that. Like one of the ones I remember, I think it was Bill Nye, it was on this television show. I can't remember what it was. Almost Live. That's what it was called. Almost Live. And well, he was like a superhero. One of them was like Speedwalking Man. He was like he'd like trying to like someone's like help me Speedwalking Man. He's like he's trying to like walk as fast as he can to get to places, and he's usually like comically like ridiculously far away. And usually when he got there, like people would just be dead or like beaten up already. One of the best skits though that they used to do was like making fun of Bruce Lee. You know, it was Mind Your Manners with Billy Kwan. You know, it was always great because like he ended like with his like kung fu like fist flying through the air type deal. It's like it was a Bruce Lee like parody, complete with like bad dubbing and so forth. So let's watch this. We're gonna do it. Let's see. There we go.
Mind
Mind your manners with Billy Kwan. Alright, so I'm going to make this desktop here in just a second. Let's close out all my weird pornography. Let's see, Dolphin off. Desktop on.
It's time for Mind Your Manners with Billy Kwan. Today's episode, Yard Sale of Fury.
I've got some very nice stuff here. This ought to go very well today.
Hey, how much you want for this mug?
That is a fine piece going back to the Ming Dynasty.
I'll give you a quarter for it.
Fair enough.
Here you go.
Have a nice day. Oh?
What a bunch of worthless crap.
Well, for your information, these are valuable collectibles.
How much you want for this? Whoop. Huh?
You idiot! That was Love Gun by Kiss, a classic album!
Oh, you want albums, huh? I'll try these.
Uh-oh. Russian, come alive! He is most impressive with his utensils.
$25 for a bike? That's a steal. Just like he's stealing that bike.
For that, jerk. Remember, boys and girls, be a courteous shopper or Billy will junk you.
Remember, kids, be like Billy.
Yes, we should always be like Billy. Alright, let's bring back up Dolphin. There we go. But yeah, that was the show that Bill Nye was on. Why don't take Bill Nye seriously at all? Nobody should, really. But yeah, that was like early 90s, I think it was, like 91, 92 Canadian show. Yeah, so your charge-up gun, your missiles, nope, but a small, tiny little bomb that you drop out of your butt, perfectly fine. Lay waste to anything. John Candy was on, gosh, SCTV, I think it was? Yeah, Second City Television. You had a lot of people on there. Yeah, John Candy was on there, gosh, what was his name? Not Steve Martin, he was... Drawing a blank on the guy's name, it's like He was in Three Amigos. Martin Short, there we go. Yeah, SCTV was what like John Candy was on. That was another Canadian show. Those from Toronto's Second City troupe. Alright, we're in a boss fight apparently. Was Dan Aykroyd? Yeah, I think Dan Aykroyd was a part of it, because a lot of the early people from SNL were from Second City, and they still pull from them quite often for cast members. Yeah, I know. I know, I'm dying. Okay, I shoot the mirrors on somehow to like expose the sunlight. There we go, okay. I'm trying to think, like, how do I get that thing to aim? It's like, oh god. Yeah, I shoot the underside to flip the mirror onto it. Okay, now I know. I get that. Hopefully that's it. I think this is like a 3-tier boss fight, though. Yeah. Come on. Really? Oh, it's so... It is hard to, like, to get used to this control style. When you've been used to you've been playing, like, twin-stick games for, like, 15 years, and then all of a sudden you go back to a single stage, like a single-stick one, it throws you off. So, here's the lesson learned, boys and girls. We're playing an emulator. Save state that shit. It's like, so I gotta go climb it all the way back, do all that bullshit again, get back to where I was. I gotta activate all the runes, gotta climb up to the top. Gotta do that again. No, it's just the product of the time, and also the system it was on. I mean, it was like the GameCube game. It only had, I mean, it technically had the C stick, which is like this is like kind of like a second analog stick. It's supposed to be for the C controller, and it just didn't quite work that well. Because I mean, the GameCube controller is garbage. But people who grew up with the GameCube think it's the best one ever because that's the first one they were exposed to. For me, I would say one of the best controllers ever was still the Sega Saturn controller. It was really great. Or the Sega Genesis 6-button controller is a really good one there. I mean, you can't go wrong with those. I mean, the Saturn is just a more refined version of that Sega, the Genesis controller anyway. But it was, come on, game, get off it. Also, the lock on this game is like really super iffy. But I think those were some of the best controllers by far, in my opinion. N64, I didn't think it was that bad. People really kind of crap on it. And a lot of times when I talk to them and ask them like why they don't like that one, they're like, and then I find out that they've been holding the controller wrong, completely wrong, for like 20 years, 25 years. The Duke, the original Duke, no. Oddly enough, like I didn't really like when I got my Xbox. I bought my Xbox when Splinter Cell came out. I actually bought it for that game. Because the electronics department, I was working at Walmart, we had the demo for it. So I went on break or at lunch, I'd come out the floor, you know, didn't have my name badge on, stuff like that, so, but people still bothered me because they knew I worked there. But I played that game, it's like, this is great, like, I loved it there, and I'm like, gonna buy an Xbox when this game comes out, because it was the demo for it, so I did, and it had the Japanese S controllers in at that time. Microsoft learned, like, oh, the Japanese controller, which is smaller and more form-fitting for most people. I have large hands, and that controller is way too damn big. You know, the Duke. So they brought over the Japanese S-style controllers, and those are much popular, so that's all I ever had was just the Japanese one. But I did play the Duke, and it's like, that is just ridiculously huge. Okay, while I'm in here, let's just do a save state. Yeah, but the worst controller, and like even, and that's the thing too, is like I grew up like, you know, and I've heard people say like the original NES controller was really good. I'm like, not really. I didn't think it was that good. It was like a just kind of like hard rectangle. I didn't think it was too great in my opinion. Super Nintendo was a lot better, a little more form-fitting. It still wasn't there, but still the Sega Genesis, aka Mega Drive, 6-button controller is really great. I love it. The Saturn just took that and improved upon it, kind of like how PlayStation's just been like had the same controller and just slowly improved upon it ever since its inception. I'm just like, you know, like, hey, this one works, let's just make a couple more minor improvements on it. That's all they've ever really done. It's worked out for them. No complaints. Oh yes, forgot what that thing was called, but yeah, almost everybody I knew who had a Nintendo had that stick. Power pad or something? No, that was the pad you stepped on. The DDR pad before DDR was a thing. Hate this room. I activated that one already. Yeah. Yep, it's activated. I hate this room so much. I always have problems with this one area. It's like, come on. Isn't this just like real fun? Okay. It is. This beginning part, once you get past this like beginning opening world here, like once you get past that stupid plant boss thing I'm fighting and died to, because I didn't understand what I need to do in order to progress. Once you get past that opening part there, you get into like the other worlds. Think like you go into like a magma area next, like full of lava. That's where the game gets a little more interesting. That's where I had more fun with the game. It's just like this beginning part really kind of a slow drag where they're trying to teach you all the mechanics of the game. But it's just like so incredibly slow. You're stopped to like force and scan and do horse shit like this, where you're forced to just look through a room for like a stupid symbol that you've activated before, and all of a sudden the game's like, oh no, you guys gotta do it again. We didn't do it right. Like it forces you to go slow, which is why speedrunners usually blast through this. Scanned it a million times before. It's been activated before, and the game's like, nope. Yes, finally. Okay, sure, whatever. Yeah, that's a problem. Alright, save state. Remember, you die, you do this all over again. Game's loading is what it's doing. It's like, oh, we're not quite there yet. Don't come in yet. We're not ready. Alright, so save state here. There we go. Picked the wrong option at first. Alright, saved. Good. Let's do it. So one of the games I really wanted to stream is actually the Silent Scope games, which are like sniper games, a lot of fun. They actually have the first game on the Dreamcast, which I have. But they also ported 1, 2, and 3. I don't know if there ever was an arcade version of 2 and 3. But anyway, there was like a trilogy, so I have a game on the Xbox and the light rifle too. So that would be fun to do, but in order to stream that, it would be possible. It works with HD TVs, so it gets around the whole CRT thing. So I'll have to figure out how to do that one of these days, how to get that output going through. Because like I play on an OBS window, so probably a splitter might do it. I'm trying to think like ways I can like hook this up so I can use the Lycon game and stream it. Alright, here we go. Really? Oh my god, game. It's like, I'm just gonna trap you in here while you try to get out of that animation. Fuck you, by the way. Okay. I'm at the point of frustration already, so let's just see how you beat this shit. When you can't move fast enough to get there. Okay, so you need to shoot it to stun it, and then hopefully have the time to zip around and shoot those stupid things up. Okay. If you can get the game to lock on. You see the problem with this fight already? Get back up, I'll stun it again. Oh, it's down, okay. I was not recognizing it. It didn't give me the animation prompt, so I thought it was just stunned. I didn't realize it was down. Alright. Learning again. Unfortunately, this emulator does not have a fast way to, like, you don't have, like, any binded keys that hit the button and just pop right up, like, you know, hit F3 to instant reload. It's like, nope, you gotta go through all these different options to get to it. Okay, so when it falls down like that, that's your cue to go in for the bomb. Okay. Must pay attention to that. Oh my god, Samus, don't run fast or anything. Oh god, it's blocking the one way I need to go. Okay, I was like, I'm gonna get angry if I couldn't get around that guy. I think it's finally dead. No. Of course not. Yes, a fishing minigame, slider puzzles, an escort mission on ice while underwater. While you're trying to find like hidden gems that are randomly generated throughout. Mario suit. Yes, you gotta find 666 Korok to find. You need at least that much to get the true ending, and there's only 667 available. Actually testing out a new emulator, a new version of Simu Emulator. I was playing Breath of the Wild, I'm like, yeah, this game is fun. When you turn on the cheats so that way your weapons never break, the game's fun. Alright, so heat areas are now accessible. Yay! Water is free of poison. Yay, so no more poisonous water. That's nice. Well, life form raw energy periodically releases explosive segments from its body. So does the game tell me I don't have a way to, like... Yeah, I don't have a way to destroy this thing. It's just basically you see this thing run, it's just gonna beat you up. Yeah, so you basically need like magnetic track to go up these things. Which I think is like one of the last things you get as a spider ball. Shows a lore. It's like, hey, we landed on this planet, and we found a blonde girl. We will raise her as our own. After we murdered her parents. Did it open anything? Because it looked like something sprung open, but I guess I was inside. So I'm guessing I should be able to bomb hop. Cool. Alright, more missiles. Alright, so I've been here before. Let's turn around, head back, and I don't think I can get to... Maybe I can. I'm not sure where I'm at. Go through here. It's a good thing I went here. Alright. More energy. Yeah, these things will really screw you up. They travel in packs, and man, if you run into them, I was like, I'll just run past these things. They won't do that much damage, and they just almost killed me. I was like, oh crap. So, not poisonous anymore. That's good. So if I had magnetics, that would work. Okay, yeah, so if I come in here last time, I would have been really screwed up because I didn't have the various suit, so I would have been in a lot of trouble just standing in this room. Oh, look at those wonderful textures of lava. I don't remember if they looked like this originally, if it was an emulation problem, but oh, the ripple's still there. That's cool. Yep, fire indeed hot. Okay. So I think you need the grapple beam or something here to get across now, which I still don't have. Yeah, because you need like grapple onto these points up here. So I traveled all this way for something I can't get yet. Yeah, that seems about right. So your peanut butter and jelly sandwich before or after eating it? Ooh. Eating cheese will only restart when the game's restarted. Bummer. Okay. It's like I actually have a whole bunch of stuff. Like I can give myself everything I want. Actually, I can give myself like the oh, NES Metroid. That's what that is. Okay, so it's the it unlocks the original NES Metroid earlier because I remember like you connect. I think it's Metroid Fusion through the Game Boy to Game Boy Advance cable to the GameCube, and it unlocks the original NES version. So there's a master cheat here in AR code. Changing cheats will only take effect when the game is restarted. So if I wanted to, I could probably give myself... Let's try this. I'm going to put this on a different save slot. I'm going to save the slot right now. This. I'm going to also save to slot 3. Properties, AR codes, this code must be on. Let's see, where are you? Grapple beam. Slot 3. I don't think it works. Yeah, so it may not work on a save file. Look for that during. I see. I got you. Okay. So let's see what happens. I think the save or the cheat should still be active. Yep, that is. So it's there. That's fine. We'll see if it activates if you load up this way. I've done 8% of the game in 3 hours almost. We're waiting for the loading to grab some anti-nausea. Every once in a while, my pain pills just make me like ridiculously sick. Excuse me. No, trust me, my friend. There will not be 50 more hours of this game. There'll be one more stream of this game, at most. Nope, so I guess maybe you have to start like a new game with it. So you have to like start a new game with these, with the cheats on, I think, to get them to activate, because I'm not seeing the grapple beam here. at all. So you got like Power Beam, Morph Ball, Combat Visor. Yeah, so so let me go through and take those cheats off, just so I don't screw up anything next time. This code must be on. Take that off. That one's off. Bam, bam, lamb. Going to save, reload. Actually, save state, I should say. Here we go. Alright, so we're back where we are. Perfect. And T-Wall says peanut butter and jelly reference. Wallace's. Warning me about something like, hey, watch out, you're about to get attacked. I don't know what from. I guess maybe because we're approaching like a heat source, maybe? Peanut butter pancakes. That sounds intriguing. Like, would you use, like, crunchy or, like, smooth peanut butter? Like, I guess you could use crunchy if you wanted to have, like, some texture to your pancakes. If you really wanted to chew them, I guess. Let's see, what's the fastest way to where I need to go? Sun chamber, down. Transport caverns. Hate to say it, but I think I need to go all the way the long way over here again to get to where I need to go, because over here is like a long drop off. Not this here, but this room here has a long drop to get. So I think I need to go through this door this way. Yeah, the one to the right. Okay. In order to get back to where I need to go fastest. It's Ronnie! The man with the new fancy-dancy EverDrive for his Nintendo 64. Crunchies for savages or communists. How about savage communists? We can do that. Yeah, where's the bounty hunter? It's more of like a struggle of just like getting used to playing a single analog stick game with like questionable lock-on. I said before multiple times throughout the stream that I don't like necessarily like hate this game. I hated the GameCube controller. That controller just destroys my hand with my arthritis, so it's like... So it wasn't until like emulation came out that like I finally got to kind of play this game longer, and probably got like maybe about 2/3 of the way through. But never beat it. So it's like it's like okay, let's just play it on the emulator and see what it's like. Stand up, please. Thank you. Just get in or get out. Hardcore days. Nintendo 64 was a pretty good console. It's like there were some really cool games for it. It's one of those things I really want to expand out my collection for. So I used to have a lot of Nintendo 64 games, and I just got rid of them. Decent amount. But it's kind of fun to collect for, especially Japanese games. It's a lot harder to find North American complete in box versions like of Nintendo 64 games. But like Japanese is ridiculously easy, and they used to be really cheap. I mean, I don't know if that's still the case or not. It's been probably about 3 years since I got some Japanese Nintendo 64 games, but I mean, like I bought Mario Kart 64. God, camera, come on. And it's like I think it's about like $10 to ship it from Japan. And it's like pristine. Yeah, that's okay. It's like it's one of those things. Like people don't understand. Like a lot of times, like my friend Patrick, he's like, I don't understand why you collect games. Like just get an EverDrive. It's like because I actually want to own the games. It's like I have no problem. I have no qualms with emulation or playing through EverDrive stuff, but I actually want to own the games themselves. Because I've found that when you have access to everything, you don't really want anything, really. you can have all the ROMs for the Super Nintendo, but it's like you don't really own them, you don't really have them then. It's like, well, it's kind of like old that way, but if you have the actual game, it seems to be like, at least I take like more stock in it and more appreciation. Plus, I also just want to have them in my collection. I just want to have those old classic games. Oh, don't tell me it's completely blocked off now. Son of a bitch. It is. Boo. So I gotta find another way back to where I need to go. This game. Stuck on the wall, there we go. Yeah, camera's kind of enemy, not really a whole lot, but I mean, just like your big bulky size, like you get caught on doors a lot. Like if you're not like dead center, you'll get like stuck like you saw me do there for not too long ago. Alright, so how do I get back to where I need to go? Go down and... I need to get all the way over to here. But unfortunately, like I went exploring, doubled back, and it dropped me out into this place over here. Which... right here is like hard to get up to. So it's like, okay, I gotta find a way to get up there to get back. So I need to get back over to Plaza Access or Main Plaza. So unfortunately, like, this camera just... 3D maps suck. Okay, so found out where I need to go. Okay, so I need to go down and out to the right. Okay. It's like playing this game like a single analog game too also reminds me of like when people say that GoldenEye is like a terrible game because you have only one analog stick. I'm like, that game is amazing. It's just all about getting used to it again. I mean, you stop to think about it, like twin analog stick games have only been around for like the past 15 years or so. I can't remember what game it was that first did it, but there was like some review guy like that just trashed the game to oblivion because you had to use the the twin stick method, like the right analog stick to aim and left to run. It's like, and they thought it was like the worst thing ever because they were used to single stick aiming and shooting and stuff. So it wasn't always this way. It wasn't always just one stick games. Alright, so at least saved at least. But let's see. I went the wrong way because it's stupid 3D game. Go back to the Arboretum, go out the other exit, okay. He gets stuck on doors, like, come on. Big bulky shoulder pads, I know. So the game has issues. It's not perfect. Like I said, very few games are perfect. But it's not bad. It's just more of a thing of just getting used to it again. As was the style at the time. Out. See, like, the blue stuff over here I can't get to, actually. It brought me to a room that's like you need a grapple beam to get across. So... yeah, so that's the room where it's like, okay, you have the heat suit, so you're fine, but then it's like you need to have grapple beam, which you don't have yet, so get bent. It's like, oh, thanks. This will bring me out to main plaza. Okay. So basically, I need to get into up here. Is like where I need to go. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that. So I have like, I wonder if like I've literally like screwed myself. Like if there's like no way out, because I came through that door up top, through this door up here. There was an energy tank up there on the ledge. So I dropped down and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go explore and see what this blue area is over here. And then I found out that I can't get anywhere and I have to come back. So I need to figure out how to get back to there. Okay, so I gotta take the left route. So I gotta go this way. Now eventually loop me back. I go through here. Save point. Yeah, now it'll get me to the Magmore Caverns, which is where I need to go. It's like, oh man, this is just too much fun. So the second chances thing is actually kind of changing my mind about this game. So I used to be like, oh, the game's fine. Now I'm like, this game hasn't aged as well as I remember. But still, though, I definitely say the Super Metroid, of course, is one of the better games out there, even though it has like 5-frame input delay. Even on the Super Nintendo, it has that long delay. But that's really good. The Game Boy Advance, like Metroid Prime Fusion, is amazing. That's another one I recommend definitely everybody should play for sure. And what is it? AM2R, which is another Metroid 2 remake. Another excellent specimen. And the 3DS version, which is Metroid Samus Returns, you can actually emulate that quite well once again too. That actually works perfectly in an emulator. And I recommend it to play that in the emulator, even though I own the game myself. I actually bought it because it's a pain in the ass. They didn't put in the ability to change your controls at all, so you're stuck with some really weird button press layouts there. You have to like contort your hand just to like pull off main things like deflection and then aim your shots and shoot. It's like your jump is like Y. It's like on the top of the. It's like Breath of the Wild where they put jump instead of having it on A before they patched it. It was up on Y on the top of the controller. It's like we thought this was a good idea. Japanese. We didn't bother to test it outside, you know, because they were so secretive about, oh, we can't have anybody see the game ahead of time. We can't have any playtesters come and check this out because they'll talk. And then people, like, you know, play the game, it comes out, and they're like, oh, they're not happy. Yes, okay, keep going forward. Apparently I wasn't on that just right. Yay! Okay, I'm back where I need to be, finally. Alright, making progress after like 30 minute detour. 30 minutes just about. So like, let's go exploring here, and then I got stuck. Oh, crap. Magmore Caverns. I don't know how close the latest save is, and I'm emulating this. Save is locked. I can save whenever I want. Yeah, remember that area you can't quite get to yet because we don't know how to get you there? There's no way to get it. Yeah, there's something over there. Good luck. Yeah, it's nice. Is there something where I can be right now that might help me? That might be better. You know, it might help me out some. Save room. Excellent. We shall. A Frisbee. breached by missiles. Sure, it says I need to use that, but what if I use a charge shot? Okay, we'll do it the right way, the way the game wants. That's interesting. This music is familiar. Yeah, I don't care about the grapple hook. I'm trying to get this thing right here, you know, the big bad guy. There we go. Thanks, game. Okay, so I need to have a nice beam. Or shoot a missile down his throat. However, it looks like a World War II submarine miner, or just a mine in general. Rupture on contact. Wait, being moved on the wall? Yeah, okay. Cyclops. Don't let it grab you. Got it. And of course you have to go down where they are. It suddenly smells like Tang. How do you know I enjoy the taste of Tang? You enjoy the taste of recycled urine! Oh, Upright Citizens Brigade. You were cancelled for BattleBots. My comedy station. Oh no! never scanned a missile before? Really? Okay, let's go a little faster this time. Wow, it's like the developers knew you're gonna get shot there. Repeatedly. Missiles will kill those things, but no. That's right, I can't kill those things apparently. Go slow, and this game is like kind of twitchy for the morph balls. Like you really can accelerate super fast. Whoa, camera, come on, be cool. Everything's fine, everything's fine. So thanks to like Super Metroid, I'm like, I need to plant a power bomb here. It's like that one part in Super Metroid where you do that and you like blow into, take it like the underwater parts. coordinate signs of magma predator activity at Security Central at once. I'm sure they got that memo. Benito drifts. Neat. Let's see where this goes. I think this is like the ice place, maybe? Because I remember, pretty sure I remember there being like an ice place as well. Like, so you got like magma, like the desert, ice. Yeah, so this is like the ice place. Oh no! Just got an error message. FIFA was overloaded by gather pipe. CPU thread is too fast. Ignore this. Never seen that message in Dolphin before. Wicker bat. Alright, so this looks like a good place here to save. Save to that slot. Alright, and with that... we've reached the end of the stream for today, so thanks for hanging out, everybody. I do appreciate it. First, shoutouts to Ronnie, Twalis, and anybody who was lurking. You guys are always cool. Oh yeah, Mulls came by too. I haven't seen him in a while. So thanks for hanging out. I do appreciate it. This is, of course, day one of, or stream one of Metroid Prime, part of the Second Chances. So far, I remember the game being like a lot more fun. But I mean, it's been over 10 years probably since I last played this. 10 years around that range, maybe a little longer. So, I mean, game tastes have changed and evolved and stuff like that. And this game, it kind of is a little struggle to play. It's very slow paced. So I'm actually kind of changing my opinion on a lot of things. Like Horizon Zero Dawn, I went from like hating it to actually thinking it was all right game, and this one seems to be kind of pushing me the opposite direction. Like I'm actually not having a whole lot of fun with it. But when I got out of the first area, it makes it more, opens up a little more. But we'll see how it is next stream. I'll be taking tomorrow off as usual here, so I'll be back on Wednesday the 3rd at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you don't know when that is, just type that into Google and it will tell you wherever you are in the world. Also, check me out on Twitter at Wursel555. About 2 or 3 hours in advance, usually, of my stream, I'll post up on there what I'll be playing, or if I need to cancel for whatever reason due to health or family issues, health related, so forth. There, I will let you know, of course, on the Twitter so you can stay informed. Next stream will be day 2 or stream 2 of Metroid Prime. And then after that, we'll be looking at, so it's Wednesday, so then Friday the 5th, probably playing either Ninja Gaiden 2 or Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2, different version of 2, but on the PlayStation 3. I'll figure it out before then, but that's the plan at least. That's the goal, and we'll see how that works out. So thanks for hanging out, and hopefully see you guys next time. It's like I should probably stop the stream or something. Probably should.